Hello everyone and welcome to Mr. Mo Dynasty. It's episode 9 and we finally reached it for season 1, the trade deadline. Let's see what the White Sox were able to do.
And so we start July 25th with a roster readjustment day, roll D14 and follow the results. I rolled and got the GM checks the current budget versus the salary cap. If the budget is higher than the salary cap, you must use the trade finder to trade away assets to get under the cap. Then we suffer a D10 loss to your GM's approval rating and a separate D10 loss to your job security rating. Fortunately for us, our salary cap rating is at $54 million, and after the trades that we've made, if you look at our budget, we are at $42.16. So we are $12 million under the cap approximately. So that's the good news. Hopefully we have some funds for next year, but we're going to see some of these salaries go up as some of these people are going to want to start getting paid more than the $800K for the league minimum. But we move on to the 26th. We have a sim here with the Cubs, who we just had a big trade with, and we lost 4-2. Moving on to July 26th, we have personnel changes. It says, roll a D16. I did. Got the bullpen coach. If the team is ranked in the top 10 in saves, increase the rating of your bullpen coach by 10. If you're in the bottom 10, decrease the rating by 10. Of course, if you're in the middle 10, nothing happens. So we go to statistics, team rankings. We're going to go to saves. And unfortunately for us, you scroll down, we are at the very bottom of the league, dead last, with 21 saves on roster, as we did trade away our closer. But that's how it turns out. So we are going to decrease our bullpen coach's rating by a D10, which stinks because he was already low. And now he is going to drop to a 16. He was a 26. Now he's down to 16. So we're making that adjustment right now, as several things are dropping on my table here. Bullpen coach was already rated bad. And now he's down to a 16, which doesn't help our squad get any better. This is the life of the Chicago White Sox in year one. Next is July 27th. We're going to go ahead and send that game against the Cubs. And we win that 1-0. I do want to see who pitched that gem. Well, let's see if there's anybody from our former squad on there. I don't see the names. But let's look to see who pitched this one. Oh, Colson Montgomery with our long home run there. Nicely done, Captain. Look at Garrett. 1-1. That's been a good call-up. He's pitching really well. So that is a win. We'll go to the 27th. On the 27th is a minor league day. I rolled on the die, and it says AAA random positional player lock. I get a D4 potential boost if I get one hit with the person. I lose D4 if I don't get a hit. So we don't know who it's going to be. But we are playing at Nashville. I'm going to go ahead and do the player lock. And then as far as the player lock goes, you have to roll to see who you're going to take. So I need to find my dice here. Then roll to see who I'm going to be in this player lock game. I get a 1. So it's going to be Tristan Gray. So looking at Tristan Gray, he has 65 with C potential. Here he is in the triples, hitting 260. I mean, he's maybe asking for a call-up at some point. I mean, he is hitting pretty well. 8 home runs, 28 years old. Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of game, maybe if I can get a hit with him, boost his potential, maybe he's somebody that is worthy of a call-up. Now, you might say Colson Montgomery is already up at short, but we can move players around. Tristan Gray can play some spots. Colson Montgomery can play third. All we need to do is get a hit, and that will improve his potential by D4. So let's see what we can do here. It's up against JB Belkakis, who's got a 5 ERA, so this is very doable. And Tristan is also leading off, so we're going to get more opportunities than any other person, and he's only got 3 pitches. We can focus on the four-seamer, the slider, and the circle change. Come on, Tristan. Let's help that potential.
Ball. 1-0.
Yeah, we definitely have some good-looking prospects in the minors. After this draft we just had, it's going to look even better. And some of these trades definitely didn't help Tristan out there with a low PCI swing. 1-1 count. Good circle change there. Good location. Good change of speed. Yeah, look at Tristan Gray. 61 power against righties. He's got potential.
That's the ball.
Also doing a good job of working the count as the leadoff man. And that was ripped to center field. Unfortunately, that is going to be a flyout. Good contact. That's our first opportunity. Unfortunately, we can't make the most of it. And I have this on fielding, which I do not want. Let's see. I do not want any of those. Because I don't know how to do this very well. Yeah, clearly I don't have experience with doing that. So hopefully we won't have to do any more of that. All right, here we go. 0 for 1. No one on base. Down to 258 average. Top of the third. So we're definitely getting opportunities to get a hit.
1 ball. No
Yeah, we
strike.
don't need it to hit us. Yeah, Tristan Gray second on our team for OPS down here in triples.
Ball. 2-0.
Also doing a good job of being a leadoff hitter here, taking some pitches. Might do some ambush hitting here. Looking in the inside. There it was, but a little too far inside. Yeah, I was pre-swinging there based on if it was an inside pitch. Just do your game, Tristan. There's that circle change again. He's thrown that twice to Tristan in nearly the same spot. Last time it was maybe a little bit more down there. What's he going to come at here? 2-2. This time also at the center field, maybe more left center, but unfortunately, same result, a flyout F8 back-to-back for Tristan Gray. Here we are in the 5th inning. We do have a runner on first, so maybe that'll take away some focus from the pitcher. Ooh, we got good wood on that one. Unfortunately, foul. We were very early. We did hit that with 93 exit velo.
1-1.
Yeah, you don't get quick counts when you do player lock, so we are able to work the count. Can't complain if it gives us a bad count because it starts out 0-0. And there's a ball hit to the third baseman. That's going to be a 5-4-3 double play. Whew, not good for Tristan. Well hit. I mean, he's hit the ball all 3 times, but he's 0 for 3. Now he's got a runner on first and second with 2 outs. And now we're facing Nick Mears, who also has 3 pitches. A little bit more heat on his fastball. Also a slider and 12-6 curve. No circle change. Now runners are going to be at second and third. So we have 2 runners in scoring position. So now it's going to be our chance to bring runners home and increase this lead. That was a high
1 ball. 1 strike.
fastball that we missed. 1-1 count. Yeah, if we can get Tristan out here just to get a hit. Oh, no, I tried to hold up, but could not.
1 ball.
Come on, Tristan, show some discipline. 2-2 count. Will he go high cheese again? He went with the 12-6. Oh, man, am I going to get one more shot? I do get one more shot here in the 9th inning. Nashville has taken the lead, and now they bring in the lefty, the runner in scoring position at 2 outs. He's got a cutter, 4-seam, circle, 2-seam, and slider. Can we bring this runner home? Not with swings like that.
0-1.
Tristan, unfortunately, hitting 182 with runners in scoring position this year. We just need to get a hit. Tyler Alexander, I've pitched with him before. He's watched Scout and Report. He's seen the swing at the high fastballs. Got a piece of the cutter there. I'm expecting that slider to go outside here soon, especially with an 0-2 count.
Ball.
Cutter low and outside. Cigar Mayo, last chance. Whew, just got a piece of that. We need something to go right here for the White Sox. We don't want to drop in potential. Let's get an increase in potential. Come on, Tristan.
Ball.
Good eye.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I've pitched with Tyler before. He doesn't have a lot of heat. It's all about location and movement. Oh, that was the pitch. That was the pitch. Circle change. Center cut. Oh, we missed it. Probably not going to see a pitch as good as that one.
That's 3.
And we strike out on the two-seam fastball. We are going to lose D4 potential for Tristan Gray. An opportunity to help him maybe make it to the majors. And I let him down. I'm going to roll. I did get a 1. They didn't drop him a lot. But still, disappointing to see an opportunity like that go by. Well, let's get out a game and then see, could we have had a chance to get him to a better potential letter? Or is this drop in potential going to make him drop a letter? Let's see. So, Tristan Gray, 65C. And look what we did. We dropped him down to a D potential player. And now Tristan Gray, D potential. Not what we want to see. Let's go ahead and send that game. We lose it 5-8. So the Cubs take 2 of 3 from us. And now we are going to do a 3-game series against the Phillies. They're at home. It is July 28th, and it says it's time for the GM to have his monthly assessment of the confidence in your ability as a manager. Use your GM's approval rating, adjust it with modifiers, roll D100, and consult the chart. So basically, this is an opportunity for us to gain or lose in our job security rating. If you look at our job security rating, we are currently at an 80. It hasn't really changed this year yet, but this is the first time where we're going to see it be affected. And before you roll to see that, you actually look at your GM's approval rating. Our GM approval rating right now is -5. -5. Now, it is modified by a couple of factors. Number 1, do we have a winning monthly record or a losing monthly record? Well, let's take a look. We have a losing monthly record. So that is a other loss of a D6. And then it's also a loss of D12 for having a losing overall record. So that's clearly going to be in the minus. And so we're not even going to roll because that's guaranteed to be a loss of job approvals. And we have to lose D10 job approvals. I'm going to roll that now. And currently our job security rating was an 80, and we are losing 7. So we're down to a 73 job approval rating. You never want to see that get below a 0, or you are fired. I should say I am fired. I don't want that. Good news is we've only lost 7 since the start of the year. That is a sim for this day. We lose 5-2 to the Phillies. July 29th is trade day 3. It's possible for us to make another trade with a team and then simulate the day. So it's an opportunity for us to do another trade. But when I look at our team, I just don't see a lot of available people that anybody else would want in the major leagues. We're a young team. Maybe somebody might want Burleson, but I traded to keep him. Maybe Joey Gallo, possibly. Should we think about trading Joey Gallo? That's the question. Is it time to move on from Joey Gallo? Well, if you think about our future, Ryan Clifford is the future at first base. If we traded Joey Gallo, would you bring up Ryan Clifford or let him stay for now, and then you'd bring up like a top Tim Elko to finish the season and let Clifford develop? I'm leaning towards letting Clifford develop because I like seeing his numbers going up like that. But Joey Gallo, could a team use a first baseman? That's the question. And then what could we get from it? So we will take a quick look at the trading block, and I'll come back in a moment to show you what I found. I have found the move we're going to make on this July 29th trade. I saw that the Yankees wanted a first baseman. We have Joey Gallo to give. They also want starting pitching. We have Davis Martin, who is a 74C 28-year-old. He's not having a great year. A 5+ ERA, 102 innings pitched at 3-11. So it's not like he's a gem, but let's face it, the Yankees are really trying to, the piece they're probably getting the best for here is Joey Gallo. They're hoping to utilize that power because let's face it, it's tempting. He's also a great fielder. But he gives you pop off the bench if you are going to be in the playoffs. The piece we're getting back from the Yankees is a young outfielder, Jason Dominguez. What I like about his stats here, first of all, everything is going up. I like that he's a switch hitter. I like that he's only 22. I like that he's got good pop against right-handed pitchers, which we sorely could use on this squad. And I like that he's got good discipline. He's an okay fielder, okay speed, really good arm. He could play, any outfield spot for us. This is the trade we're making. And as far as money, we're actually gaining $800K here. Jason Dominguez is probably going to want to get paid, but we're going to make this trade to the Yankees. That is probably going to be the last trade we make this year, or at least for this season. So I'm going to adjust the rosters, and I'll come back and show you what I did. So after the trades, let's start with the rotation. So I moved Cooper Jerpy back up to the major leagues. Yes, he started out rough for the season with an 0-4, 6.75 ERA, but in the triples, he's definitely been working to get better. And as you can see, a lot of his numbers have been going up, other than his stamina took a little bit of a drop. His overall is up. So I'm hoping he can rebound now, and he will be our number one there with Eater at 2, Thorpe 3, Cannon 4, and Shonley, who's pitched really well at 5, keeping Strani as long relief. Okay, then, and I'm running a little bit of a short of a pitcher there. In the triples, it'll be Burke. I moved Kyle Busch from relief to starting. Even though he's struggled in relief, I'm going to give him a chance since he is a 67C. I mean, I would love to see him take a step and get those numbers down. Maybe as a starter, he'll get that opportunity. Burrow is pitching well. Those 3 pitches really bother me, but that's what the rotation looks there. Moving on to the lineup. So what I did is I went ahead and when we got rid of, we lost Joey Gallo in the trade, we got Jason Dominguez in return, and I debated putting him down in the triples, but I'm going to let him play and see what he can do. He's only 22. His numbers are still going up. I like that. And that power, 74 power against righties is hard to ignore. Yes, he's only hitting 220, but I do like the fact he has all 3 of his options available. We're going to put him in the 5 spot. We're going to move Ramos from second to first, and then I'm going to start Brooks Baldwin every game because I'm a Brooks Baldwin fan, as I've mentioned, and really nobody else is hitting if you look at our bench. Corey Julks started out the season hot, but he's since slumped to 229. So for now, he's going to be coming off the bench against righties, and I think against lefties. Yeah, we're going to bat him against the left-handed pitchers, and we'll let Zach DeLoach take a seat there. Zach DeLoach I brought up as well as Terrell Tatum. So we definitely have one more outfielder on the roster for the bench than necessary, but I want to see who can step up. DeLoach has only had 6 at-bats. He's 1 for 6. Tatum hasn't had any at-bats yet, and Elko is another one I brought up to sort of have that first base, third base role on this, and that's why we're running a little short on pitchers in the majors. In the triples, you can see now we're starting to develop, Gray. I like him, even though I didn't get a hit with him. Matt Shaw is a prospect we traded for. Kyle Teal, I'm debating bringing up in September. Brian Clifford, he's going to be so we definitely have our triples getting a lot more stacked. And I feel better about our AAA team now as far as the position players go. So we are definitely building for the future, not for the current. So that is going to be July 29th. That is our move. And we win that game 4-3. July 30th says trade deadline number 4. It's possible to make one more final trade for this month and for the break before the trade deadline is over. That being said, as we rank 30th in a lot of stats, 30th rank, 30th contact, 30th power, 30th pitching, 30th defense, 9 in speed. That's nice. I just don't think there's anybody left on the team to trade. We've traded pretty much everyone I think has value that we don't want to trade people that are young and up and coming. So I think we are actually going to pass on this, say we've made our trades. And we win that 4-3. Back-to-back 4-3 wins against the Phillies. Let's see, are we having any success from someone new? Bobby Dalbec, 3-for-4. Nice to see. Oh, Brooks Baldwin, 2-for-3. He's now over the Mendoza line. Let's see the previous game. Brooks Baldwin was 2-for-4 at that point. Bobby Dalbec, 2-for-3. So some people are maybe hitting a little bit better. Terrell Tatum is batting 400 in that game. 2-for-5. Yeah. Brooks Baldwin with a home run in this second game. Very much like to see that. All right, what is July 31st? So July 31st says the following. Simulate the day, then check your email. For each positive email, increase that player's potential by separately rolled D6s. For each negative email, decrease that player's potential by a separately rolled D6. So once again, the reason I do this is so that people in the minors are, if you have them slotted correctly, they're getting success against the competition they're supposed to be playing against, then you actually get a boost. So it keeps you from maybe sending players up too soon that shouldn't be, and also rewards you for keeping them down and building their confidence, which is what I like. And I wish this game maybe did a little bit more of. So let's go ahead and see. And it also punishes you if you have players that are playing above what they should be playing. So we're going to send this off day. Ooh, we have an injury. We're going to have to deal with that in the triples. That's the second time I think he's been hurt this year. So let's go ahead and check our emails. And let's find out who's getting boost and who is getting punished. We have how many emails here? We have 5 emails. So 5 people are going up or down. So we have a struggling AA pitcher. So Corella in the doubles is going down. We have Peyton Pletty in the triples is going down. Hopefully we have some good news. Oh, here we go. Tristan Gray is going to go up. And he's going to get that point back that I lost in that game. Hagen Smith in the double A's is going to go up. And Iro Iriarte is pitching well. He is also going to get a boost in our triples. So let's go ahead and see those adjustments happen. Let's start with the first email that we got, which was the negative impact that Juan Corella has. He pitched really well in the system, and unfortunately he had a rough month, which is too bad. D65 potential. Let's see what kind of hit he takes. I rolled a 1, so he's only dropping 1 potential. I think that's fair. His pitching performance wasn't that bad. Next up, we're also going to be losing our starting pitcher, Peyton Pletty. He is struggling in the triples. He got a call up from the doubles, but that high whip and high ERA is hurting him. Hopefully we didn't stunt his growth too much here. Let's see what happens. He hopefully doesn't lose more than 4. He loses 3. That's good. So he stays at a C potential. And now we get some boost. Let's start with Gray, our shortstop. Tristan Gray. We know he's at a 69 potential because we lost 1. He's going up 2, so he's back up to 71. So an up and down couple of days for Mr. Gray. Next up, we have the pitcher in the doubles, Hagen Smith. Now let's see, he's one of our good young prospects. He's got 83 potential, and now it's going to go up to 84 potential for Hagen Smith. And then finally, we have Iriarte. He has 61B potential. Let's see, he's got 82 potential, and we're rolling, and he got a 6 jump. Wow. Iriarte going up to 88 potential. That's a huge boost for him. We're definitely going to want to keep our eyes out on his stock, as he may be in the ball club sooner rather than later. And he does have that good stamina if we ever decided to make him a long reliever. So that takes care of July 31st. Now let's go ahead and move on to the month of August. So we have 2 months to go. This is the month of August. August 1st is a roll 100 and follow the results. I rolled and got a no event, so we're going to sim that day. Wait, I think I can see the draft picks. Okay, this is big. We get to see what our draft picks were. Oh, wait, no, this is not it. Yep. Sorry. I'm a little ahead of myself there. We've already done that. September 1st, we go ahead and sim that day. And we lose 7-5. Now we can view draft picks. All right, here we go. We find out how did we do with our draft class. Let me get out my paper here. Handy dandy paper. Okay, this is big for the Chicago White Sox. Let's find out what we have to work with here. So Francisco Morales, he is a 65B. I think we can live with that. 65B. Yeah, he's got the 71 stamina right out of the gates. I mean, he could easily be pegged in at AA at the start and get a year there, get a year in triples. And I think by the age of 23, he could be starting for us. I think that's a great first pick for us. Let's look at our second pick. Fernando Garcia, 64B. Now, what's great about him is he's 3 years younger. So you could make a case that Fernando Garcia is even a better pick at that place than our first round pick. Either way, though, 83 potential. I'm still feeling pretty good about that. Our next pick is a 68C pick. So probably more ready to go at age 23. I might start him at the triples. And if he pitches a couple of good games, I would probably bring him up right away because he's already got 97 on the fastball and he's already 23. So he might get the jump up to the triples at the start. 93 stamina, 99 velocity. There's a lot to like with Jackson Ordonez, even though he might be capped out at his potential sooner than later. But I like that pick as well. Now, here we have Lorenzo Marte. He is a 52B. Now, he's more of a long-range plan guy with an 86 potential, but he's definitely going to be starting probably in low A ball. He's going to take a couple of years probably to even get into our doubles, maybe a year or two. But still, we got to build that pitching depth. Freddie Collado, 50C, 18-year-old switch hitter, very raw, has a lot of good speed and stealing, but definitely his bars are pretty low. That's why he is a 5th round pick. And then our last pick, 56C. Not a bad pick for your 6th pick. Also, it's a lefty, so it's hard. And a lefty with 96 fastball and an 87 slider. And he has got 83 hits per 9. Does worry me with the walks. He does lack some of that, but he's definitely someone we can build around in our minors. So overall, I'm pretty happy about that. Let's look around the league and just see some other people. Did anybody get a steal? That guy looks pretty good. Looking for maybe a generational player. Not seen anything yet. This was a pretty good pick. Carlos Espinoza, 75B. Yeah, that's a good player right there. Maybe not generational because he's got B potential, but Carlos Espinoza, he got picked in the 1st round, and that is a good-looking player right there. I mean, he's ready to play ball right out of the gates. Zach McKay, That's a good pick for them. Yeah, they had a pretty good draft. In a 70C, yeah, Twins did nicely in their draft. Probably the team that did the best draft so far. That guy looks ready to play. Shane Brayman, yeah, nice chops there. 22 years old, he's ready to play ball. That's not a bad pick. Not terrible. Todd was someone we looked at, so maybe lucked out that we didn't gift him for the first pick. It looks like the ace didn't do well there. Rich Mora, 65A shortstop out of the gates. That's a good looking player right there. He is, wow. That's a good player. Brian Guerra, that's a solid looking player. 70A, 18-year-old. That's a good pick by the Marlins. Then actually had several good picks. Another A. Wow, the Marlins had maybe one of the best drafts as far as potential goes. For a pitcher. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we didn't have the best draft, but I feel like we're pretty high up there. There's Henry Herzog, 69B. That's a good looking catcher. Another good looking catcher. Ooh, the Padres had a pretty good draft here. What? 63B, 52A, 48A. The guy's gonna take a while to get up to the majors, though. Okay, I think I've seen pretty much what I need to see. And that is a look at our draft picks. So overall, I'm pretty pleased. August 2nd is a Roll D100, and I rolled and got a sim of the day. We lost 4-0.
I think this is a good place to call the episode. We've come to the trade deadline. We've made our moves. These are definitely moves for the future. We know the team stinks. August and September are going to be a real slog as we try to get through. It's hard to play games when you know you're 40 plus games out of first place, or even 30 something games out of the wild card. But we are going to be trying to build a little bit more team chemistry. We're going to try to get some wins so we don't lose too much approval with some of the key parts of our approval when it comes to like the GM, the fans, things like that. So while it doesn't seem like there's a lot to play for as far as the playoffs, we're fighting for our jobs, and we're fighting to improve some of these stats on these players so that next season we can have a fighting chance to be a better team than the horrible team that we're putting on the field right now. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe, smash that like button, and tell a friend. The Chicago White Sox are not good right now, but we are looking to the future. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.